What are examples where bigger is better isn't true? Bills. Disagree. I think the Bills' offensive line would be better if bigger. We need like 3 more Spencer Browns Lamau. Love from UB. Dollars? Hats? Buffalo? Congressional? Ducks? Blood pressure. Doctor said my blood pressure is big. Oh dear, how big? Massive. Stars. The giant ones die quickly, the small ones can live for billions of years. The very smallest red dwarfs can live for trillions of years. Smile, they cook their hydrogen fuel very slowly and over low temperatures. Talk about stretching your rations. So they're making delicious slow cooker pulled pork instead of a high heat seared ribeye. This is about convection of hydrogen around the inside of the star. Pretty fascinating emergent behaviors based on the mass of the star. A star the size of our sun will die while it is still mostly hydrogen. They aren't really out of fuel, their insides just get complicated. Pill sizes. Good news. It's a suppository. Did everyone take their suppositories? Yes. Stop asking. Haha, that line and how annoyed Amy is always makes me laugh. I like to keep her around because we have the same blood type. Leak in your roof. Mostly. But a tiny leak is more difficult to find. If you have a leak, you want it to be big enough to find and repair. I have a tiny leak somewhere around my skylight in my bathroom. It only leaks when there is sideways blowing rain from a tropical storm or hurricane, so it's not too much of an issue yet. Yet. Kidney stones. Yeah, those hurt. I'm at the age where I'm starting to dread those things. Hoping to go as long as I can without one. Luckily I've never been a soda drinker and I'm an absolute man slut for water. Lamau, that's good. I get them quite a lot. I've got Crohn's, so dehydration comes easily unfortunately. I haven't had one in a year or so though. The length of silence after you ask someone to marry you. My sister said she wanted to think about it. She thought about it, said yes, and now they are married with 5 kids. Had me in the first half, not gonna lie. One word changed the whole sentence. That's an important day. Meteorites. Depends on whether you're looking to survive or for a good spectacle. Always opts for the big, pretty option. If it's gonna kill me anyway, then yay. Sorry to be that guy, but I think you mean meteors. It would be sweet to find a big meteorite. Zucchini, like the actual vegetable, they are tastier when smaller. So true. Also, if you want a better tasting zucchini, gently press the bottom part, the round part, not the green star-shaped thing. English isn't my first language. The harder it is, the better the zucchini will taste. Your English is perfect, thanks for tip. I'm going to remember this for next time. Nah, that's the zucchini's prostate. Vegetables. You would think more equals better, but the bigger they are the less flavor there is and the texture gets weird. For certain veggies at least. Zucchini for example. This one is my favorite. Appreciate a small, flavorful, not looking like it's been jacked up with steroids yam. So that's why zucchinis always taste absolutely vile for me? Apparently, I'm the only one who thinks that. Everyone else in my family loves zucchinis and can't get enough. I've noticed bigger cucumber kinda suck too. And watermelon, though that's not always true, but lately the bigger watermelons are kinda bland. Microbiologist. The bigger ones are just biologists. I'm afraid to meet a macrobiologist. They are called macrophones. Macrons are scarier. We mostly just sit around, drink, and try to bury our anxieties about the inevitability that one day the thing we're studying will eat us. Classroom sizes. Number of students or total square footage? In Texas our classroom cap is set at 35 students, but one year I had a fellow teacher constantly calling in sick and I had 70 kids in the cafeteria, and gym during lunch, most days. It was Something else. Larger class sizes means less time with your individual kid. 35 students is already a significant decrease in education. Little to no teaching can occur when you're illegally babysitting 70 kids. I lived in Macau and the class size is at least 40 most of the time, and sometimes the number reaches 50, even the kindergarten classes. I wonder how in hell that my kindergarten teacher managed that. Babies, vaginal birth. That's why in the 50s and 60s cigarettes were advertised as having the advantage of smaller babies making for easier birth. And now they are politicians. If I had money I would give this an award. That's what Reddit Silver used to be for. Debt. It depends on the debt tbh. Credit card debt is a big no-no. But if you take out a multi-million-dollar loan and buy commercial or residential properties, something that pays itself off and lets you collect some money for yourself, you'll never really be in debt. And when the property pays itself off, just take out another loan against that property and now you have a shitload of money that you'll never have to pay tax on because it's a loan. It's not capital gains. Edit, I am not a real estate mogul or financial advisor. Please stop. If you owe the bank £100, that's your problem. If you owe the bank £100 million, that's the bank's problem. I read this in Sean Bean's voice. Poop. That shit hurt. Anal tears are not a nice thing to experience. I read tears first and then anal, so I'm just imagining a butthole crying RN. What do you think poop is? Butt vomit. Ego. I used to have a huge ego, but now I'm perfect. I, on the other hand, am the most humble person in the whole world. Bar none, I am the most humblest. Sounds like an early 2000s tea from Kohl's. Friends group. Gap between the teeth. Amount of work/study. When I was a teen, a friend and I decided that since Rice Krispie treats were so good we should make huge ones. We mixed a whole box of Rice Krispies and made one that was 5 inches thick and a foot square. We cut it in quarters and ate our fill. Felt pretty sick after and didn't eat a Rice Krispie treat for a long time. Your mistake was not adding some fruity pebbles to the mix. The stomachache ache would still be there, but the delicious taste would remain. Now I must make Rice Krispie treats. A battle tank. Nazis made such mistake in World War II. Ah, true, did Hitler have some deluded conclusion that the bigger weapons are the better? Like that big fuck off train I've forgotten the same of. The mouse, I believe. But then again it was less a tank and more a battle train. The Ratte was the other big one, but I forget which was the bigger of the two. The Panzer VIII Mouse was a proper tank. The heaviest ever built at near 200 tons. The Ratte was supposed to be 1,000 tons and never got off the drawing board. However, you may be thinking of the Krupp K5, the railway gun. Though the Nazis weren't the only one to build them, they were first used in the American Civil War. The amount/weight of stuff you have to unload/carry from one place to another. Edit, spelling. Moving today, why do I own so much random shit? Moving is the best time to unload all the unnecessary crap. Easier when you are doing the packing than on your actual moving day though. The trick is, if it's still in boxes from last time you moved, you didn't need it, it can go. Brain tumor. Speaking as the son of somebody who died from one of these, I actually have to disagree. When doctors found it, it was the size of a golf ball, easily removable, if a bit time-consuming. Sadly, it was the microscopic parts that kept coming back. After a number of different targeted, non-invasive operations, it would be these smaller bits that eventually turn malignant and spread everywhere. When they first found my aunt's brain tumor, it was the size of an egg and they removed it, but it had fingers which they tried to get all of but couldn't, and they grew back and were inoperable. To say something that isn't necessarily obvious, cruise ships. These lumbering behemoths that cruise lines have been building don't really lead to a more enjoyable experience for passengers. They're overcrowded, impersonal, and the desperation to pack in more and more activities actually can make a vacation more stressful. Plus, they are environmental disasters. Small ships tend to offer a much better experience, better service, better food, better itineraries, and an overall more relaxed, more personal time. I'd say 10 by 100 passenger cruise ships would be much worse for the environment than 1 by 1,000. Not only that, it'd be impossible to cater for the large demand of tourists using small ships. That's just the economic view though. Personal care products. Better quality products tend to be more concentrated or have less filler ingredients, so you need less product for the same results. I notice this with moisturizer especially. And shampoo conditioner. They take most of the water additive out and you only need a small amount. Your hair is already wet with water, so it activates the product.